The gods.
What if we're not ready?
Then we'll fall united.
Say you just had enough of a video game that you've been playing for quite a while, and no matter how much you try, there's somebody better and you can't beat them, right? So you want to go all the way in and be in charge of everything. I'm talking games where you do play as a literal god. I'll be showing you how today on the top 10 games you play as a god. First things first, if you haven't played Myth Gods of Asgard, which I highly doubt, you should know. There ain't anything better or quite like this one or even close by in replay and detail. Legitimately looking at over here, the best game that was released within 2023. I think it's been 2023. Anyway, it's an action RPG mobile exclusive inspired by the Norse mythology and halfway a little bit of Diablo. It's a hack and slash Souls-like, and if you like roguelikes, Greek mythology stories, AAA games in quality like Hades, which this one's actually quite a bit inspired by, it's the same, but mostly an action RPG. It's a 20 out of 10, it's playable online, highly recommended. Skip the video if you have to play this one. Although still in the making for a full release and out of its beta by the end of the year, at number 2 we have God's Raid. This is a RPG strategy turn-based like the Raid's Shadow Legends, where you play as only gods. I'm talking not only Nordic but human gods, orc gods, undead, Zeus, Odin, or any that you know that I don't know of. This game is right now one of the most awaited games from a decent developer too, and available on PCs and also the Android with BlueStack support. Yeah, ridiculous it may sound, there is no other game that lets you play a god as much as The Sims does. I mean, it's not a life management sim just, but you see, you're in charge of everything. You'd know if you played Sims, so if you haven't, this is a 20-time awarded mobile port of the original Sims that has been downloaded almost 100 million times to this day. The perfect game to play wherever you are, however you feel, whenever you're bored, especially if you've already played, let's say, Minecraft or Roblox. It's a great game. Number 4, it's Goddess of Victory, Nikki. I'm pretty sure you saw this one earlier in the year. I mean, it's not a God of War or Gods of Asgard, the first game, and if it were not for the gameplay quality and replay, there was no way in hell I would have included this one over here. You see, Nikki is legitimately the nicest looking game in the list, and it's got a super supportive and active developer, even the community. If you want a good cover shooter sort of game, this one offers that with really gorgeous girls, and I think it's a bit of a viewer's discretion advised with this one. It's a tricky game. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Now, okay, so talk about nostalgia and world management games to that scale. In this one, you do actually play as God himself, if God was a he. See, Goddess is a rather chill management sim game that gives you the option to rule over the world, in this case, the Earth, and time. See, you cannot create people or lands, but you have the power to control over everything, build civilizations, continents from scratch, and give it a direction in the story and wait for it to unfold. Great game, very addictive. The story is interesting too, rather, and it's really addicting.
Perfect. And some cats. Everybody loves cats. What are you doing? My innocent cats?
Number 6. This is to be one of the most decent mobile exclusive games. I've been waiting to make a video about this one for months already. We've got a game called just Worldbox, Sandbox God Sim. Probably one of the most addicting games on mobiles. It's nostalgia, low poly, it's a pixel art, single player, and everything you can think of a perfectly addicting management sim games. You choose a hero, create the world however you want, give it goods, a story, and just sit back, relax, and enjoy the result. It's an offline game too, and about 300 megabytes in total. Best game in the list. Coming from the same developers of the Marvel Snap, with almost 5 million downloads since its release, that's just a few months now, we've got the long-awaited Dragonair Silent Gods. This is a online fantasy multiplayer turn-based RPG. a lot inspired by Diablo, but a turn-based strategy in nature where you play as demigods. I mean, it's called Silent Gods. Anyway, Dragonair is actually the biggest game in scale in the list. It takes you a whopping 7 GB in total, awarded, got super good visuals, and is free on both platforms. At number 8 was actually rated as the number 3 most grossing RPG of 2023 so far. This beast of a game I've mentioned before is breaking record in its own genre. In case you missed it, we have Watcher of Realms. This game was released only 3 months ago, basically 2, and already downloaded over 5 million times and rated a 4.7 out of 5. It's a tile defense, not tower defense, but a tile defense, console quality tactical RPG strategy multiplayer that offers as characters different lords and entities from all mythologies. A great substitute for Raid Shadow Legends. If you play that one, is free and playable online.
I cannot be killed!
Available globally since a few days ago, now downloaded over 1 million times at number 9, we have Ever Legion. This is maybe the most artistic idle RPG released within the year. Not just creative-wise, it's a very well received, a lot of different things that's going on in the game. Developers really tried to make this one rather unique so it can stand out from the rest of its own kind. It's an idle RPG, AFK, quite deceiving. People's been lately complaining about this one because it's becoming a kind of a pay-to-win. But as for the list, it's a game where you play as demigods and Greek mythology inspired characters. Just take a look. Honorable mention over here at number 10, we've got the paid game of the day, the Dear God. I wouldn't recommend this one though for the $5 price. Maybe when it's discounted to like a $1 piece of game, it would definitely worth it. If you're a pixel art fanatic like me and want a good story, platformer, on top of a rather nostalgic atmosphere, Dear God over here is actually from one of the biggest mobile game developers on the platform. It's a cute game, it's well made, bug free, and playable with a controller. That wasn't enough, here's today's honorable mentions.
You're right in my sights now.
Thoughts quickly filled their heads. The gods realized that their powers had vanished into thin air. Angered by the deception, the gods quickly rushed to Loki to protest. But Loki had already become the sole ruler of the world. Loki offered to